Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol V for Visa Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will of course be an update, but more importantly, they did give us an earnings announcement after the bell today. So, a couple of things. Firstly, we're going to clear the drawing set so we can see with clarity, and then we're going to turn on the extended hours session to see what's going on with the number. So zooming in, you can see a nice little surprise here in a sea of red across the broad market. We are getting a little bit of a green shoot. So, what is it going to be for tomorrow? Will it be a gap up? Will it be a gap down? I would say as of right now, things are looking promising for some sort of gap hold to the upside, but please remember, a lot can happen between now and 9:30, so please adjust your levels accordingly, especially in this volatile marketplace. For now, we're going to say that the overnight high is going to remain here. Again, please adjust accordingly. Let's just anticipate that we open a little bit lower than wherever the overnight high is. Could or could not happen. Again, please adjust accordingly. Hopefully you get the sense of hammering that home. And today's high of day, that's the only one that won't change, is close to 211. Let's turn this off to eliminate distractions. Obviously, the number is going to keep wiggling around there, but we just want to get a sense for what the overall framework will be for navigating the gap up if it stays a gap up for tomorrow's session. So, number one thing to always be watching out for with any sort of given gap, up or down, is the gap and trap. And what that looks like in this scenario would be opening here, failing to attract new buyers, up and over the overnight high, trading lower, back down through the open for a short to close the gap to today's high of day at 211, as we pointed out earlier. That's the short trade, and obviously in Visa, it's definitely doable. This is an easy to borrow stock, and the put volume here, it's actually not fantastic, but I would imagine as earnings sort of gets more eyeballs on the name, maybe it perks up a little bit. I would say if you're not seeing 1,000 contracts going through on the at or near the money strikes and the spreads are still this wide, I would probably just opt for short shares in this particular instance. So back on over to the chart, that's the gap and trap, right? The flip side of the coin would of course be the gap and go. This is scenario number 2 here, and what that looks like is opening here, putting in a bullish pattern, could be a bull flag, could be an ascending triangle with higher lows, building something like that. Basically anything that sets up a breakout up and over the overnight high should take us to the next daily area of resistance, and we can clearly see where that's coming in right around here. Let's call that 219.50, right? So just overhead, that's definitely reasonable. It's well within the acceptable range of what's normal for Visa, and especially with an earnings catalyst, maybe it easily moves through that. I'm not saying that we get here tomorrow, especially because I don't know the direction right now. The market's incredibly sort of touchy. I mean, even Tesla with great earnings did move lower, right? So I'm not saying it gets there, but the next structural element really has to be here from these prior highs around 226.75. Again, not really on my radar for tomorrow, just leaving it on the charts as a potential possibility into the future if we hold and maybe do this over time, right? So that's what I've got for you inside of Visa. If the rollover fills the gap and some, it's all about this level right here, right? And that's simply going to be right around where we closed today, 206 even. Prior support, closed right on it, gapped obviously underneath, and it's also today's close as I pointed out. Those are the levels and scenarios to be watching out for inside of Visa. If you enjoyed the video today or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.